Not stolen, thrown in the dumpster by order of the management at the Hamilton.
I need y'all to check out that story in its entirety. Look up the Hamilton or Google man wrongfully evicted in Dallas. The reason I want to talk about this is not so much about this because the story in and of itself is tragic, but it speaks to a larger problem in my opinion. There was a time that people prided themselves on doing a good job and being thorough and being professional and being accountable, because I grew up in a time where the customer was always right. Even when they're wrong, they were right, because before we had what do you call it, Yelp and Google reviews, all we had word of mouth, and we still have that. So even if the person was technically wrong, that the company would try their best to right it, so they could have not only a repeat customer, but the customers that would tell other people. But now we are a society that customer service is lacking on the service. Okay. And then even when you're clearly wrong as the responsible party, you still want to be right, and there's no accountability. What are we talking about? Okay, this week alone, I'm consulting. So this week alone, we've had situations where the person, whether it be management, whether it be team member, is clearly wrong, not proficient in their jobs, not paying attention to detail, and the things that they fail to do not only could result in loss of money, but certain things could result in loss of life if it's done wrong. But when you point out the areas of opportunity, there's no accountability to be taken. There's no accountability to be taken. There was a time that people prided themselves on doing a good job. Here we have a clear situation where this man is paying his rent every month for him and his daughter. The management identified, either two things. Either they identified the wrong apartment to evict, or the person who got the orders did not pay attention to the apartment they were supposed to evict from. Either way, there was not attention to detail. And you have a man and his daughter suffering. Not only that, not only did they throw out their stuff, they threw out his grandmother's ashes. I can't. And then, it was a simple mistake, wrong apartment. Okay, great. Not great. They pull out as much stuff as they can out of the dumpster, but the majority of their stuff is gone. Then they find out he was subletting. Okay, it still does not negate the fact that y'all went into a wrong apartment and threw out his stuff, and you are still responsible for that. And you want to look for a loophole to prevent you from doing the right thing. And I see it so many times, and I'm disgusted by it. And we wonder why things are the way they are. People take no responsibility and accountability for anything, even those that are in the decision-making posture. Shout out to comedian Marvin Hunter. It made me think about, my generation, we green light S. We are, in many instances, upper management. What are we doing? Have we forgotten about people? I need those of you who care about quality in every aspect of your life. I need you to listen to me. And I'm not talking about perfection, but I am talking about excellence. And excellence is something that you strive for daily, even when you make mistakes. Because when you're pointing your finger at somebody else, three of them are pointing back at you. One of my first bosses told me that. Even in my recent time as a leader in this current situation, when I was given some direction, instruction, and my team member told me what I was not doing, or what she thought I was not doing, it made me take a look at myself. And I said, okay, I didn't agree with everything, but there were some things I could take responsibility for, and I did. And I started to modify certain things in my behavior or in how I instructed or how I disseminated information. That's taking responsibility, accountability, because even if you're in a leadership position, don't mean you're always right. Even if the buck stops with you, it don't mean you're always right, but you do have to take responsibility and accountability for it because the buck stops with you. Management, the Hamilton. That's what I'm talking about, leading by example. That's what I'm talking about, leading by example. I had to brief a leader recently, a top level executive, on some areas that were pretty, sensitive. But I wanted to gather all the information. Of course, I provided it to my leader, my immediate leader first, and then presented it. And I wanted to be as thorough, as conscientious, respectful, okay, and offer possible solutions. I did the best to my ability because it was important to me, because first I represent me, then I represent those who I'm under their charge. I reached out to my leader and I said, you think I did a good job? They told me they thought I did an excellent job. Said that the person that I briefed reached out and said, I don't know where you found her, talking about me, but you need to keep her. It brought me to tears. Not because I'm perfect, because I'm far from it, but I strive for excellence. I strive for excellence. I don't want to make senseless mistakes because I wasn't paying attention and just said, oh, well, it's an innocent mistake. People's lives are affected by your mistakes. And that means if you're dropping the ball, you own that you dropped the ball and deal with the consequences of it. Deal with I'm seeing it in every aspect of every service. Everything. From labor workers to all the way up to corporate America. No one cares about getting it right. They just care about getting it done. And then find out they're getting it done wrong. I'm so upset for this baby and the father. But because he has to move in with some relatives now till he can get back on his feet. And because he has nowhere for a bed for his daughter, he don't have his daughter with him. See, somebody's going to have to pay for that. Can you imagine the emotional duress that little girl, that 9-year-old little girl, went to all her trophies, everything gone? How dare you? And that is what I'm talking about. I'm so sick and tired. That's why, listen, youngins, we ain't gone yet. We might be dinosaurs, but we ain't gone yet. You better be mindful when you work for somebody and with somebody like me. I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna be nice, but I'm gonna hold you accountable. And if something crack off like that, you got some splaining to do. Take that with you.